Hello YouTube. I did my first video yesterday. It took forever to download. I had some issues with that, but figured out how to do it. Um, I saw a couple people do videos and they actually had notes, and I always wondered, why on earth you had to have notes. And after doing my video and reviewing it this morning, there's a lot of stuff that I left out. And so I went ahead this morning at 2 something this morning, because when I woke up I couldn't go back to sleep. I had so much on my mind what I wanted to say. So one of the things I said is about getting people to medical detox. Talk about rehab later. I am 110% all for rehab, but my reasoning is not putting too much pressure on that person. Just getting them to medical detox is hard enough. So the fear of, oh, I'm going to be thrown right straight into rehab, that's why I say get medically detoxed first, discuss rehab after when you're clear-headed, because you're facing the fear of going through the withdrawals and detox. But it is comforting knowing that you're going to a medical facility that's going to go ahead and do it, like I said, properly. Doing it on your own, I do not recommend it. That's some other points I'd like to talk about eventually. And like I said, a broken record. I recommend family members to do their own research. I've seen people read a lot of articles and put up links. First of all, if this channel does take off and I get 1 or 2 subscribers, I thought I had 17, and so it showed 1. So I don't know if that was YouTube's way of reeling me in, thinking, wow, I got 17 subscribers, or maybe they found out I was a drunk and alcoholic, and I don't know. So as it shows, I got 1 so far, so not YouTube famous yet. So, but let me think what I was gonna say. Basically, I'm here, on behalf of the families, so to speak. So if, I have questions and people do respond, I am going to forewarn you ahead of time. I spell like a drunk 3-year-old, run on sentences, go a mile long. I don't know where to put commas, so if you can read what I write, good for you. So, one of my main issues that I had going through recovery is the roller coaster ride. Like I said, I would find sobriety, and then I would get bored with it, so to speak. And when you're sober and you tell people that you're going to quit drinking, then you feel this pressure, like, I can't let them down. And 3 months, 4 months, everybody's proud of you, and then you're like, something just triggers and you want to drink. You walk in one day to the gas station, you go past the beer aisle, and you just like, maybe I'll just have 1 or 2. So my way of doing it, and most people, go home, start an argument, have a reason, convince yourself. Subconsciously you're creating a reason to drink. It's a false reason, but go home, start an argument, get pissed off, driving your vehicle, go to the store, come back with a 6-pack or a half pint of vodka, then put your seatbelt on and get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a long one. And some of the things that I recommend, and with people that are going to go ahead and try to self-detox, is one thing is stay away from caffeine. Coffee is a big one. I'm a coffee lover. You think DTs are bad by themselves, add some caffeine to it. You want to talk about some severe anxiety, heightened up completely to the max. Couple cups of coffee is going to definitely throw you overboard. As with families, when I say constantly support that person, when they're down and out, drunk, you don't want to hear, you don't want to talk to them, you've had enough, just send them a simple text, and I love you, That means the world to somebody when they're sitting in a dark room, crying their eyes out, you know, giving up on life, can't figure out how to get out of the hole. Just send them a text, a message. You know, if you don't want to talk to them because they're slurring, you can't understand a word they're saying, making no sense, I understand. So send them a text, tell them, hang in there, tomorrow's a new day. You know, give them a little bit of inspiration. One thing you'll experience too, and some people do, I have in recovery, could be sober for 2-3 months, and what I call dry drunk is when you wake up and you feel like you have the worst hangover in the world. What causes it, I have no clue, but it's almost, I feel, as a way of, you know, the higher powers, you know, God testing you. You know, you feel like you have that hangover, that sickness. You know, well, what do? Go to the store, buy a drink, get rid of it? No, you just ride it out because middle of the day it'll be gone. So it's really messes with your mind when you wake up, you know, sober, but you feel severely hungover. So basically, AA I find is a very good group. You know, some people have their doubts about AA. When I hit rock bottom years ago and attended AA the first time, actually my sponsor picked me up, and along with him he had 2 shots of vodka. You know, I was at rock bottom and found an 800 number and called, and within 30 minutes somebody picked me up, and I was going through withdrawal, and handed me 2 shots of vodka, got rid of my anxiety and gave me the courage to walk through them doors. And if you ever want to go to AA for the first time, don't worry about if you got alcohol in your breath. Half the people that go there have alcohol in their breath. A lot of people, it takes getting halfway plastered just to have the courage to walk through them doors. So everybody does. They do understand. So so I was handed 2 shots of vodka and a pack of lifesavers. And he told me on this journey that I'll understand what the lifesavers are for. And it's the sugar, because once you stop drinking, your body needs that sugar that, you know, is created from alcohol. You still to this day, you know, 1 year and 1 month sober, without a drink, not a sip of alcohol. You know, Pop-Tarts and milk. That's my new alcohol. Sweets, you gotta have your sweets. But agoraphobia, going through withdrawals and detox. People don't understand. Family members don't understand. Paranoia. You're afraid to even go out to your mailbox. You have no clue why. And I remember the worst and most embarrassing thing, and a lot of people will relate to this, is counting change to buy that alcohol the next morning, waiting for that store to open at 7 o'clock a.m. And you're standing right beside people, and they're dressed and ready to go to work, and you're trying to hold out change in your hands as you're shaking and trembling from anxiety, from withdrawal, from embarrassment, just so you can hurry up and get home and slam that alcohol to get rid of the DTs. You know, going through your couch cushions looking for a quarter. I mean, I've been there, done that. It's hit rock bottom several times. But like I said, triggers are a big thing. And once on your road to recovery, you know, which I learned from a counselor of mine, is to identify those triggers. What's going to set you overboard? What's going to force you to want that drink again? Let me think. Well, anyways, I got the notes down there, but I'm just going to go back to what I was saying. You know, I'm new to this. I don't know if I'll ever, you know, get any views or a subscriber, but I hope this touches at least one person. And you know, if you're going through trying to get sober and a family member doesn't understand, and you come across this video and you don't know how to talk to them, you don't know how to explain to them. It's my ring hitting the table. Send them this video. Send them my first video. You know, that might help. And another thing, you know, write a letter. If you try to talk to somebody, a family member, and they don't want to hear it, I always think the best way is to write a letter, because that person has to sit down and they have to read every single word. They can't stop you mid-sentence and argue with you. So if you really want to express yourself and your fears and you know, open up to your family and needing their support, you know, have a couple drinks, steady your hand, write a letter. But there is life after alcohol, that's for sure. And one of my proudest moments, as I'll show here, is my gift to my daughter. I don't know if you can see this. My 1-year coin. That's my daughter. Won't say her name. 15 years old in October. She has been dragged through the mud due to my alcoholism. And she is one of the strongest persons way stronger than me, at the age of 14 going on 15. So she's my world, she's my life, she's my everything. And you know, my wife and son Jackson, just my whole world has turned from basically almost being on the streets, you know, bouncing house to house, couch to couch, to having a home, having a wife, you know, a family, getting my daughter back. So there is life after alcohol, but you will continue to, it's a battle that you will fight for the rest of your life. And once you're winning the battle, it's not so scary. And some people say find a hobby. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, the first 6 months or a year, your only hobby is finding ways to stay sober, you know. Some people say go fishing, this and that. I used to love fishing. That joy was not there. You lose a lot of the joys in life. You know, alcohol does destroy lives. But it's not so much the alcohol, it's the person that's, you know, that's drinking the alcohol. I mean, we're given free will, you know, we know how to say no, but it is an extremely, once you're so far gone, it's so hard to gain control. And you know, going back to recovery, help, don't try to do it on your own. You know, if you're so deep, don't try to do it on your own. Call 911. I've done it on myself, you know. And if you get into an emergency room and they keep you a couple hours and they tell you there's nothing we can do, there's no beds available, there's a way to stay. Tell them, I might get in trouble for saying this, but I've had to do it one time because I really needed help. They tell you, you've got to go. Say, okay, well, as soon as I go out in this parking lot, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to cut myself. I'm going to step out in front of a truck. Well, by law, they have to keep you there. So you're going to be stuck there 3 days, but they're going to help you detox somewhat. So anyways, like I said, don't give up on your family members, your friends that are down and out, rock bottom. Once again, do your research. Learn about the disease. Some people call it a disease. Other people say it's all in your mind. Yeah, it's not all in your mind once you're when that poison's in you. Definitely. You know, eventually it works its way out, and your body does recover. So, and then you have to face your emotional pain. Everything you try to drown. You know, everything you did in the past, things you don't remember. Then your friends and family come around, and then they start telling you about the dumb things you did. It's embarrassing, but own up to it. Don't blame. You know, I used to always play the blame game. Blamed everything on everybody else. What am I? You know, so and so made me drink. It was that. You know, no, it was all me. It was all my fault. So that's one thing is that day when you learn that you can't blame everybody else. You got to take full responsibility. It's a release. You know, it's a huge lift off your shoulders. Some things you're taught in AA is to let go of resentment. Now that's a very hard thing to do. I've let go of a lot of resentment. There's one person I'll never let go of resentment. I choose not to, and I never will. Don't plan on it, don't want to. You know who you are. I mentioned it in my first video. My father. So, anyways, that's another topic. But everybody else, you know, my family, my brother's been a huge support. My wife, my daughter, my son. That's all you need. You need family. You know, friends. You know, you have close friends, and then, you know, I won't go on that topic. But family's what you need in recovery. Absolutely. So, but if you're that family member watching this video, and like I said in the other one, well, you know, I've tried so many times, I'm giving up, this and that. Well, you can give up, but just, you know, it's not that hard to send a text. Just let them know every now and then you love them. They'll reach out to you when they want help, when they need help. But, like I said, if you're watching this video right now, crying, hungover, wanting help, telling yourself you screw it, going cold turkey, go to the hospital. Call 911. Ask somebody to drive you. And then if you get nervous before you go, slam a couple drinks, get rid of that fear, and then walk on in there, and it's, you know, first day of the rest of your life. Thank you all for listening. Hope you liked the video or got some kind of information. I guess these videos are going to actually help me in my recovery as well. So have a great day. Stay safe.